dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. So my dear students, today in Standard 10th Political Science, we'll be learning the topic, the electoral process. The first chapter of political science which we have already learnt was working of the constitution, and now today we are going to talk about the electoral process of India. As we know, elections have played a major role in the working of India's democracy. And one more thing which we know about India's democracy, that it is the biggest democracy in the world, and whenever there is word democracy, then there is the name of India. Elections help to bring a change in power through peaceful means, and which is very important thing. You people already learnt about the medieval period history, also about the ancient Indian history and modern Indian history. In that we learnt that it was not easy way to change power, but our constitution and the electoral process gives us this medium to change power through peaceful means. अगर हम मेडिवल हिस्ट्री की बात करेंगे तो राजा महाराजा एक दूसरे में लड़ते थे, बहुत सारे सोल्जर्स उसमें मर जाते थे और लोगों को भी नुकसान होता था, तब जाके पावर चेंज होती थी, लेकिन नुकसान तो आम लोग जो है उनका ही होता था. बट हियर इन द डेमोक्रेसी इट इज़ द बिगेस्ट benefit of democracy, that if people wanted to change power, then they can change it through a peaceful mean by the electoral process. The electoral process in India should also be free, fair and reliable. In this chapter, we will understand the structure, functions and role of election commission. So there is the process of contesting elections after every 5 years, and for that we have election commission, and in this chapter we are going to discuss about the structure, functions and role of election commission. So the first and the important point about election commission, that it is central to the process of elections. Article 324 of the Indian Constitution has established this autonomous body, which consists of one chief election commissioner and 2 other commissioners. Now here the word autonomous is very important. Why autonomous is very important? Because it is not controlled by any government. नहीं तो एक तो हमें गवर्नमेंट को चेंज करना है और गवर्नमेंट ही अगर इस पर कंट्रोल रखेगा तो उसमें कुछ गड़बड़ हो सकती है. दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ ऑटोनॉमस लाइक जुडिशियरी इन इंडिया, which we have already learnt in the political science and civics of other standards. So here about the election commission, keep in mind the election commission does not have a separate staff. जैसे आपने कभी सुना होगा कि जब इलेक्शंस आते हैं तो आपके स्कूल के टीचर्स जो होते हैं वो इलेक्शन ड्यूटी पे होते हैं, मतलब इलेक्शन कमीशन का अपना खुद का स्टाफ नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट का स्टाफ ही उनके लिए काम करता है. इलेक्शन कमीशन डज नॉट हैव अ सेपरेट स्टाफ. गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स, teachers and other employees help the election commission to execute the process of election. One chief election commissioner appointed by president and two other commissioners. And then the next thing about the election commission, that functions of election commission, and in this we have preparing the voters list, then decide the timetable and the program of elections, scrutiny of the applications of candidates, give recognition to political parties, and the last one, to resolve any disputes relating to elections. All these are the functions of election commission. Now, one by one we will study this in detail. Preparing voters list. It is the responsibility of the election commission to prepare the list of eligible voters. Now, we know that after completing 18 years you can vote, you are eligible to vote, और फिर आपका इलेक्शन कार्ड बनता है, वोटर लिस्ट में आपका नाम आता है. And to update the existing voters list and include the names of new voters. The election commission has the authority to issue identity cards to the voters. And then next function, decide the timetable and the program of elections. The conduct of elections is entirely the responsibility of the election commission, not the government's responsibility. हर 5 साल के बाद इलेक्शंस लेना, ये सब काम करना, ये गवर्नमेंट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. इट इज़ द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ इलेक्शन कमीशन. The election commission decides when to conduct elections and how many stages to hold elections in every state. Sometimes it is in the only one stage, sometimes it is in 2 or in 3-4 stages in the country. Then the next thing, scrutiny of the applications of candidates. As we know, after the election dates are declared, every political party selects the candidates to contest elections. And in this, some candidates contest the elections independently without the support of any political party. So, it is the responsibility of the election commission to verify the forms, candidates of political parties as well as independent candidates have to fill the applications which include the information about their own self. The election commission scrutinizes all the applications and allows the eligible candidates to contest the elections. After this, the next important function of election commission is to give recognition to political parties. Number of political parties are there in our country with number of different symbols. National political parties are different if we talk, and also state level political parties are also there. We have multi-party system in our country. New parties continue to be formed and all political parties are required to be recognized by the election commission. जब तक election commission से वो recognize नहीं होता है, तब तक उसे ऑफिशियल पॉलिटिकल पार्टी नहीं माना जाता है. सो द रिकॉग्नाइजेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बाय द इलेक्शन कमीशन. Election Commission also has a right to de-recognize any political party if they found something wrong with that particular political party. The Election Commission also allots election symbols to the political parties. अलग अलग पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के अलग अलग सिम्बॉल्स हम देखते हैं और वो सिम्बॉल्स जो है उन्हें इलेक्शन कमीशन की तरफ से दिए गए हैं. Then the next one, to resolve any disputes relating to elections or during elections. The Election Commission has the responsibility of resolving any disputes that may arise regarding elections. Accordingly, to declare any candidate as disqualified or conduct re-election in a particular constituency is the responsibility of the election commission, and it may happen due to various reasons. जैसे कहीं पर कुछ इलेक्शन के दरम्यान गड़बड़ हो जाती है, किसी कैंडिडेट का इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर्म में जो लिखी हुई है वो गलत है. At that time the role of election commission is very important, and here as you can see on the screen, election disputes in 2008 103 cases, in 2011 it is 77, in 13 it is 59, and in 16 20 cases. Now the next thing about the election commission, that is process of election. In this, establishment of constituencies, finalizing voters list, nomination and scrutiny, election campaign, actual voting, counting of votes, results of elections, and resolution of disputes regarding elections. These are the steps which are included in the process of elections. पहले कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज इस्टेब्लिश होती है, फिर वोटर्स लिस्ट फाइनल होती है, फिर नॉमिनेशन मंगवाए जाते हैं, उनकी स्टडी की जाती है, फिर इलेक्शन कैंपेन चलाने के लिए पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ को और कैंडिडेट्स को टाइम दिया जाता है, देन एक्चुअल वोटिंग, उसके बाद काउंटिंग होता है, एंड देन रिजल्ट. और रिजल्ट के बाद अगर कोई अपना कुछ प्रॉब्लम लेके आता है कमीशन के पास, देन कमीशन सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम. सो ऑल दीज आर द थिंग्स विच आर included in the process of elections. Here also in the different type of image you can see this: establishment of constituencies, preparation of voters list, filling nomination papers, model code of conduct, election campaign, scrutiny of nomination papers and withdrawals. इसमें ऐसा भी होता है कि nomination भर देते हैं लेकिन किसी कैंडिडेट को वो वापस लेना है, that is what is withdrawals. Then voting, then counting of votes and declaring results, and the last one, election petition if any. Then the establishment of constituencies, here you can see in the image, finalizing voters list, election campaign, then the actual voting, and here is the counting of votes. Then the next point, restructuring of the constituency. The total number of members in Lok Sabha is 543. Every member represents one constituency. It means there are 543 constituencies of Lok Sabha, and creating constituencies is the responsibility of the Commission of Election Commission. The Commission does not succumb to any pressure while restructuring the constituencies, and that is what is the autonomous body this election commission is. Here you can see the number 543. So, creating constituencies is the very important function of Election Commission of India. Next thing in this, what is a code of conduct? To ensure free and fair elections in India, the Election Commission has adopted several measures, and the code of conduct is one of the measures adopted by the Election Commission. And in the last few decades, the Election Commission has used its powers to control malpractices during elections. So, to stop all these things or to avoid the problems going to raise during the election, the code of conduct explains the rules that are to be followed by the government, by the political parties and voters before elections and during elections. Very important thing, जब कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट लग जाता है तो गवर्नमेंट के लिए कुछ नियम बने हैं, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के लिए कुछ नियम बने हैं, जो कैंडिडेट्स हैं उनके लिए भी नियम बने हैं, और सिर्फ इन सब लोगों के लिए नियम नहीं है, तो जो वोटर्स है उनके लिए भी नियम बने हुए हैं. दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, एंड इट इज़ very important to follow the rules decided or explained by the Election Commission. Challenges in conducting free and fair elections. जैसे कि हम देख रहे हैं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन इतना काम करता ही है कि कुछ प्रॉब्लम ना आए, फेयर एंड फ्री एटमॉस्फेयर में इलेक्शन हो, फिर भी कुछ चैलेंजेस उनके सामने हैं. एंड इन दैट द फर्स्ट एंड द वेरी मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, मिसयूज ऑफ मनी विच टेक्स प्लेस टू अ ग्रेट एक्सटेंट ड्यूरिंग इलेक्शंस. द इलेक्शन कमीशन हैज़ टू टेक सेवरल मेजर्स टू स्टॉप सच अ misuse of money. Then one more, which is again very important, many political parties give election tickets to the candidates with criminal background. This results not only in criminalization of politics, but the Election Commission also faces problems in ensuring that elections are conducted in free environment. For free and fair environment, it is very important to give clean candidates by the political parties. Another major challenge is violence during elections. The extent of violence has increased significantly during elections. So, all political parties should help the Election Commission to control this violence, and this is the duty, or we can say this is the responsibility of political parties and also of the candidates. Then the last one, to retain a continuing influence on politics, leaders give election tickets to their own relatives. That is what is family monopoly in politics. So, all these are the challenges in front of the Election Commission, but to solve or to overcome all these problems, it is very important to suggest or to give some electoral reforms, because elections is a continuous process. the future of democracy depends on elections, and if electoral process becomes reliable, if election process gets improved, then only our democracy can survive, and it is very important thing for the democracy. Now, in this, to increase participation of women in politics, the political parties should give 50% candidature to women candidates and try to ensure that they get elected. Then political parties should not give candidature to candidates having criminal background. They should strictly follow the decision given by courts in this respect. All these are the things which political parties can do, and you people can add many more things in this. So, now today we are going to stop here only, and in the next session, if it is of political science, we will talk about the chapter political parties.
Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So, my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.